Welcome to Tzu Chi This Week. I'm Maggie, Tsai. Thank you for joining us. A recycling volunteer in Taiwan overcomes the full odor and becomes a recycling expert. Bookstores in Taiwan are facing challenges as the internet has changed public's reading habits. 15 minutes of sun exposure can acquire enough vitamin D for our body, but overexposure may be harmful. Today we will meet a tea farmer, Wang Defu, who grew up in a poor family and hasn't received much education. It was not easy when he first joined Tzu Chi to do recycling at a nearby Tzu Chi recycling station. However, he has conquered his fear of foul-smelling garbage and also become an expert in dismantling recycled furniture. Farmers are busy in this tea farm.
He's been working with us for nearly 30 years. He's very enthusiastic, and he completes all the tasks I ask him to do.
Wang Defu is known for being responsible and efficient. Even though his job consumes much of his time, he still goes to the Tzu Chi recycling station whenever he is free.
I've had this idea since I was 30-something. I thought I would dedicate myself to charity when I'm older, regardless of how much money I make.
He had a car accident and injured his leg 2 years ago. However, he made a surprising recovery through working in the recycling station.
I saw others stepping on the PET bottles, so I joined them. After a while, I found that my leg doesn't hurt anymore. I didn't even notice when it started to heal.
Now he is familiar with the recycling progress, and he works cleverly. Back then, he wanted to run away from the foul odor from the recycling station.
There are all kinds of rotten food in the garbage here, and it smells awful. I didn't want to come here in the beginning.
Nevertheless, he had adjusted himself to the environment, and now he is an expert in dismantling furniture. Even the hard-to-dismantle bed is a piece of cake for him.
The bed is made from coconut fibers, and some farmers would need this to cover the weeds.
He dedicates his life to the simple charitable acts, but he has found new meanings in life through his efforts in the recycling station. More than 300 Tzu Chi volunteers in Taiyuan recently divided into 15 teams to promote environmental protection in the communities. They hope people will take actions to reduce the use of plastic bags and carbon emission. Let's join them. Volunteers walk through streets and alleys in a well-organized formation to promote environmental protection with catchy slogans. About 300 Taiyuan Tzu Chi volunteers spread into teams to go into stores and restaurants to share knowledge on recycling with store owners and customers. 尽量卖用，较无就重复使用。好。
你拢要抢水，水开小一点啊，家里的水要开小一点啊。
做好事，大家一起来嘛。
不分你我，大家都要做。其实环保救地球，棒。
This young entrepreneur modified his bicycle to a mini food cart that only sells vegetarian food. He also gives discounts to people who bring their recyclable utensils. Adults and children all share a responsibility to protect the environment.
地球就是一个我的家。
The earth is my home and everyone is my friend. We must practice great love to love everyone like our own family.
我们一起爱地球，赞！
A group of university students from Taiwan traveled to Sichuan to participate in a cultural exchange program. In addition to serving students from the local schools, they also promoted environmental protection concepts. During one of the sessions, they met 76-year-old Grandma Huang, who goes to market every day to collect recyclables. Her enthusiasm has greatly motivated the young people.
In the summer of Sichuan, only 6 in the morning, Huang Huirong is heading to do her morning exercises. However, in her hands are so many large bags. Come to find out, the most important task for her was collecting recyclable goods. Such a stern message is the insistence of her efforts. Since April of last year, she has been collecting recyclables. No matter rain or shine, this has been her mission.
She comes every day to collect the recyclables. It's quite good. It's good for everyone, and the market is a lot cleaner as well.
I do recycling to support disaster relief, to support those who are in poverty. It can raise funds to build schools and help children have the means to get an education.
During the summer vacation, Taiwanese university students came to Sichuan for their cultural exchange program. In the community where Grandma Huang lived, they also promoted environmental protection concepts. The young students certainly learned a lot from her.
In fact, many people look down on those who do recycling. However, Grandma Huang is not deterred by other people's opinions. She is motivated in her recycling efforts and keeps working hard to help others and Mother Earth. So to me, she is such a great role model.
When I return back to Taiwan, I will continue the spirit of Grandma Huang. When I see recyclable goods on the streets, I will pick it up no matter what state it is in.
Seeing young people caring about the environment, I'm very happy.
The concept of loving Mother Earth is conveyed through environmental protection activities. The ultimate goal is for each household to implement this concept within their daily lives. This is the wish of Grandma Huang.
Kunshan Tzu Chi volunteers in China have begun to host recycling promotion campaigns in different communities since the end of June. Among them is an 11-year-old little boy, Chen Jianan, who is very good at speaking about recycling in front of the public. He has actively shared environmental protection knowledge with others because he hopes everyone can save our planet Earth together. This little boy, Chen Jianan, is only 11 years old. However, he's not only well-spoken in front of the public, but he is also the best ambassador to help Kunshan Tzu Chi volunteers promote recycling.
We should save water resources and adapt a vegetarian diet. How can we conserve water? The key word is a chopstick. Turn on the water to the width of a chopstick, which is enough to wash your hands.
Kunshan Tzu Chi volunteers have been actively promoting practice recycling daily in the community since June, and Chen Jianan has never missed any campaign.
Only when everyone is willing to join hands to practice doing recycling in everyday life can we save the Earth. We humankind have only one planet Earth.
His father, who's also doing Tzu Chi, taught him all of the knowledge about recycling. He and his brother not only share recycling tips everywhere they go, but they've also composed a song that everyone can sing along.
After we composed the recycling song, he gave us many suggestions to improve it. The other day when he performed the song during the event at the plaza, all the adults and children are very fond of it.
Kunshan volunteers have formed a young recycling ambassador team, hoping that through the influence of these children, many more community members can take part in doing recycling in daily life. In June 2018, a major event occurred in Taiwan's cultural circles, the closing of Kingstone Bookstore on Chongqing South Road in Taipei after 34 years of business. The event saddened many people as it was a popular location to buy books, starting from when the nationalist government came to Taiwan. But the rise of the internet has led people's reading habits to change, leaving fewer opportunities for bookstores.
重庆南路就是书街啊，都会在这边晃这样子。对，那觉得有点不舍，是说，以前那种青春的回忆好像又不见了这样子。
平面的书已经逐渐在市场上被取代嘛，只能哀悼它而已。
我不知道它之后会变成什么经营形态啦，对，但是希望就是不要变成什么夹娃娃机之类的。
In May 2018, Kingstone Books announced to the media it would be ending its 34 years of business. The closing of the store brought many fans from all over out of nostalgia, along with some disappointment as memories of their youth lingering around.
These are some old photos from the book street. It's like teacher Zhuang Yongming said, this is Taipei's Ginza. Shanghai people open bookstores here.
When Kingstone started this business, it was the first time we had such a high-class bookstore in Taiwan. Later, Ashley would follow.
This Kingstone Books manager still remembers how 34 years ago they found this century building on Chongqing South Road to become the second branch of the bookstore.
With this new initiative in the store, there are some special areas for certain writers, and we arrange the books by sales. This allows us to make a bridge between readers and authors.
Coffee cups signed by the writers are combined to make a unique wall. The door frame of the century-old building also remains in the coffee shop. The century-old wooden staircase leads readers to the top of the bookstore. And in this corner, one can see these red brick walls and iron bars, which are a memory of the Japanese era.
When we did some modifications 5 years ago, we kept this old electrical socket to remind people of the old building.
The most precious part of the store is writer's signature on the wall on the third floor. On these 3 walls, there are many signatures near the main store logo of famous writers such as poet Shu Huizhi, Xi Murong, essayist Jian Zhen, and the late director Ji Polin. These names on this wall will now only remain in the readers' hearts.
1万多个日子，就算是匆匆走过的你，都是我们最美好的风景。谢谢所有作家，完成我们所有的想象。谢谢各大出版社。最后，谢谢所有走进来愿意拿起书的你。能相遇真的太好了。34年来，承蒙照顾，谢谢，珍重再见。
This year, there are less than 10 first-floor bookstores on Chongqing South Road.
On just 1 kilometer of Chongqing South Road, there are more than 100 bookstores 30 years ago. It was known as the Book Street in Taiwan.
At that time, there were not as many chain bookstores, so Chinese people from all over the world coming to Taiwan to buy books would go to Chongqing South Road.
The rise of the internet and mobile phones has completely changed reading habits of the public. Bookstores on Chongqing South Road have begun to leave, and some have ended their business. Some stores have become business hotels. Some chose to move to other locations to save rent. Chongqing South Road can no longer withstand changing times, as the retreat of booksellers has given way to business hotels. With the collapse of this book street, where are readers to go?
Many people suffer from hay fever. Some are caused by food, air pollution, and dust mites. Others are hereditary. In terms of traditional Chinese medicine, the acupoint herbal patching method is the preferred treatment. When it comes to Western medicine, oral antihistamines and nasal sprays are the ways to go. In addition, adult patients have a new surgical procedure that is now available.
Traditional Chinese medicine Dr. Ling Yanten often suffered from hay fever during his youth.
Whenever I woke up in the morning, the first thing I would do is sneeze right away. I would constantly have a runny and stuffy nose all at the same time. Then it was very hard for me to focus due to being in a hazy state. It really was bothersome.
In middle school, Dr. Ling received the acupoint herbal patching treatment, and his allergy symptoms improved significantly.
It was the type of treatment where the effects were felt immediately. I was already like a different person the next day. I eventually did 3 times, both in summer and winter seasons. This continued for 3 years straight.
Ever since then, Ling Yanten has become interested in traditional Chinese medicine, so interested that he became one himself. Now he also uses the acupoint herbal patching to treat his patients.
Use warming medications and stick it directly onto the acupuncture points. During this period, the medication will pull the yang energy into your body.
Hay fever is a common nasal condition. Some are caused by environmental allergens, such as dust mites, air pollution, pets, food, etc. Some are due to genetics. When it comes to Western medicine treatments, it's mainly divided into 2 categories: medication and surgical options.
The first option is to take the necessary medication, such as oral antihistamine pills or a variation of nasal steroid sprays.
If drug treatment has limited results, the newest surgical treatment is done through an endoscope. It's called the Vidian neurectomy procedure.
The Vidian nerve is the one in charge of controlling our nasal flow. It's just like the handle on a faucet. If the nerve is stimulated, the faucet will be turned on, which results in experiencing a runny nose. In terms of surgery, it's like putting a lock on the handle. It will no longer twist open.
The Vidian neurectomy must be performed under general anesthesia through a nasal endoscope. Due to technological advancement, the incision site is less than 1 centimeter wide. In the past, developing hives and dry eyes were a common side effect, but now considered rare. The average post-op allergy improvement rate is above 80%, with chances of recurrence being very low. However, for patients under the age of 18 and 65 years or older are not suitable. In addition to treatment, in daily life, environmental allergens need to also be reduced.
If you have cats and dogs at home, you must pay attention to regularly clean their fur. If you own cotton fabric curtains, it's advised to change them once a week, and it must be exposed to the sun regularly. When using an air purifier, make sure it reaches the HEPA filtering level. This is crucial in the effectiveness of fighting allergens.
In addition to medical interventions, controlling temperature differences, proper supplementation of probiotics, and exercising regularly can all help reduce the frequency of hay fever attacks.
Today's health number is 15. Sun exposure can help the body synthesize vitamin D, but overexposure is not good for us. In fact, 15 minutes a day is enough to get the required concentration of vitamin D. Too much exposure can cause sunburn and even destroy the already converted vitamin D.
Sun exposure is closely related to our health. Sunlight helps the skin create vitamin D, which is a necessary nutrient for the body.
Lack of vitamin D can have an effect on our bones. It can be regarded as another hormone in the human body, and lack of it can lead to cardiovascular disease or affect immunity.
How long does it take to get sunshine every day? Here are some keys to remember.
After 15 minutes of sun absorption, the concentration of vitamin D produced should be adequate. Basically, more exposure can lead UV rays to damage the skin.
If the temperature is more than 30 degrees, it's hard to spend a lot of time outside.
You don't need to spend a lot of time in the sun to get vitamin D, as just 15 minutes a day is needed to maintain good health.
A 64-year-old Tzu Chi This Hospital volunteer Wu Yongchang suffered from acute liver failure 5 years ago. Fortunately, his youngest son donated his liver to save his life. Thankful for his second chance at life, Wu Yongchang dedicates himself to Tzu Chi, hoping to serve more people in need. Laughter comes from the 9A ward of the Division of Gastroenterology and Hepatology in Dalian Tzu Chi Hospital. Wu Yongchang, who usually brings cakes, has come again.
I'm delighted to see Cake Father. Our biggest delight is seeing him recover.
64-year-old Wu Yongchang had a major car accident 10 years ago and was hospitalized in Dalian Tzu Chi Hospital. Since then, he has made profound connections with Tzu Chi. He had been certified as a Tzu Chi member and becoming a medical volunteer.
I'm very thankful that the medical team has taken care of me selflessly.
5 years ago, he had acute liver failure due to overexhaustion and required a liver transplant. All 3 of his sons were eager to donate their liver to him.
He was in a perilous situation at that time, and he had a high fever due to disease infections. Therefore, I asked doctors to check if we match for the transplant, so I can donate my liver to him as soon as his body allows.
His 3 sons took over the bakery shop he has operated for nearly 50 years in recent years, hoping to pass down his pastry expertise.
I'm pleased that my sons are willing to take over and I can assist them at the side when they get too occupied. I feel happy.
He is not as busy now, so he can be a volunteer to help others in need.
Wu say that he is grateful for the second chance at life and he must seize the time to help other people in need. Tzu Chi Thailand chapter holds a free clinic for the refugees in Bangkok every month. This time the event in July coincided with the country's national holidays. Many volunteers, including Tzu Chi University students, used their holidays to come serve the people who were in need.
In a clinic waiting area, Michaela is playing games with the refugee children. She traveled from New York to do academic research, and being a medical student, she sees the opportunity to serve the Thai population as well.
Found it online. I was interested in trying to figure out how I could give back in my time in Thailand, and I saw that Tzu Chi had this incredible opportunity and was seeing 500 patients, and I don't have very much medical knowledge, but I was looking to maybe put that to some use, so I'm grateful to be able to do that here.
This Tzu Chi University student comes from a remote village in northern Thailand. She was once a Tzu Chi care recipient, but now she has turned from a receiver to a giver.
There's a Jingsi aphorism, make every second count and move forward step by step. I want to seize every moment in my life to do good deeds for others.
These young volunteers helping to serve as the free clinic are the students of TCU's Departments of Oriental Language and Literature. They use their free time to volunteer during their internship in Chiang Mai Tzu Chi School. This experience also helps to explain their worldviews.
A child gave this to me. She said she felt very happy when she interacted with me, so she made a paper heart. I put it here in this pocket because I think this brings us closer together. I've received this gift from her, and in return I also share my love and care.
It's very good for Tzu Chi to do this because we can help in poor people, and in Chinese the talking is 艰苦之福. We need to see the poor people and know we are so lucky.
In addition to providing free medical services, Tzu Chi University students also promoted vegetarianism. They hope to encourage more people to help fight global climate change.
Wanhua Jinsi invited community residents to participate in the auspicious 7th Lunar Month blessing ceremony. At the event, Diet Mother promotes vegetarian diet and fruit costumes, and some residents performed a sign language musical to express filial piety. We'll leave you with these images, and thank you for joining us. Goodbye.